Hi there, John T. Hickman here, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to ask you a slightly uncomfortable question: at what point should you stop watching pain relief videos? And I know that sounds strange coming from someone who makes these pain relief videos, but depending on where you are in your healing journey, there may come a time when watching more content is not actually helping you anymore. In fact, it might be keeping you stuck. So in today's video, I want to talk about when these videos are helpful, when they're not, and how to know which stage you're in. Let's be really clear. In the beginning, these videos can be incredibly helpful. When you first start learning about the mind-body approach, it can feel like a light has been switched on. You start to understand why your symptoms are happening, why nothing else has worked previously, and why your body isn't broken, and what you can actually do about it. For a lot of people, that knowledge is the first real moment of hope that they've had in years. And I wouldn't be making these videos if I didn't believe they were useful. For many people, this type of content is exactly what they need to get started. It gives direction, it gives reassurance, it gives a sense of possibility. So this isn't a video saying stop watching YouTube altogether and just work one-on-one with someone. That's not the point of this video. The point is that healing happens in stages, and what helps you in one stage can start to hold you back in another. And that's important to remember, because different people are at different stages. For some of you, these videos are exactly what you need right now, but for others, you may already have what you need, and the videos are no longer moving you forward to getting relief from symptoms. There comes a point for many people where the videos stop being empowering and start becoming a habit. You've watched on dozens of videos, you understand the mind-body approach from start to finish, you've tried the tools, maybe some things have helped, maybe some things have not. But instead of going deeper into the work, you keep looking for the next video, the next technique, the next explanation, the next missing piece. You tell yourself, I just need one more insight, one more nugget, one more perspective. And for a moment, the video makes you feel better, the new video that you're watching, but your life doesn't really change. Your patterns don't really change. Your symptoms are still very much there. And part of the reason that this happens is because there is a lot of information out there on the mind-body approach and in healing. One video will tell you to do one thing, and another will tell you not to do it. One person says, feel your emotions. Another says, distract yourself entirely from emotions. One person says, journal every single day. Another says, stop focusing on the symptoms. And it can start to feel confusing, contradictory. It can feel like you just haven't found the exact right instruction yet. And I don't want this channel in general to become another voice telling you, do this and don't do that in a very rigid way. Multiple truths can coexist. In fact, some of my videos may already contradict other things that you've heard, and that's because healing is nuanced. It's not a rigid set of rules. So this video is not about telling you, don't watch videos, do this instead. If right now videos are a source of real refuge for you, if they help you feel connected, if they give you hope daily, then it may be exactly where you need to be. But if you notice that you're watching videos, getting a bit of lift from them, feeling a temporary sense of relief, and your symptoms and patterns aren't really changing, then it may be time to ask yourself a more honest question. Am I learning, or am I hiding in learning? And here's something that's very important to understand about the human psyche when it relates to learning. We often feel safer staying where we are, even if where we are is painful. Parts of us can feel safer being in symptoms than facing what life might look like without them. And the same thing can happen with healing. Healing itself can become an identity. You may have heard this before. You become someone who is always learning, you're always processing, you're always watching, you're always in the work, you're almost processing trauma, never quite living, never quite stepping out of the healing role. Sometimes the nervous system feels safer being someone who is healing than someone who is healed, because being healed might mean you have to have difficult conversations, change your relationships, take risks, face new responsibilities, and let go of old identities. And that can feel really threatening to parts of our psyche. So instead, we stay in the safe zone. We watch videos, we learn concepts, try tools, stay in the healing mindset as long as we can, but not actually moving forward in life. There's a concept in the spiritual world called spiritual bypassing. You may have heard of it. That's when someone is doing lots of spiritual things. They're meditating, going to retreats, wearing the clothes, following the diet, using all the right language. But internally, they're not really changing. They're using spirituality to avoid the deeper work. And most people, when they hear about spiritual bypass, including myself, they think, that's not me, I'm not doing that. But the truth is, all of us are bypassing something at any given moment. And the same thing can happen with healing. You can end up in what we might call healing bypassing, where you feel like you're doing the work because you're always consuming healing content. You're watching all the videos, but you're actually avoiding the deeper steps. The uncomfortable conversations, the behavioral changes, the exposure to life again. The support you might actually need. Perhaps you're avoiding that. So, how do you know if this is happening to you? The big question of the video. First, let's be honest. Everyone does this to some extent. Everyone bypasses to some extent. No one is above bypassing. But here's a very loose metric. If you've been watching these kinds of videos consistently for a couple of months, you understand the concepts of the mind-body approach, you've begun to try the tools, but you're very much stuck in the same place, it might be time to consider a different approach. Not more pain relief videos, not more pain relief information, but more support. Because there's a big difference between feeling informed about what's going on and actually doing the work of getting better. Information can feel really good. It can give you hope. It can make you feel like you're doing something important. But real healing is a bit more complex. There's nuance to it. There is subtlety to it. There are lots of paradoxes to it. Sometimes you need to sit with emotions. Other times you need flexibility and more movement. Sometimes something can feel very true the one week and then it will feel completely false the next. That's the reality of this work. It takes time. It takes consistency and a willingness to confront uncomfortable emotions and situations. Healing can feel complex, uncomfortable, and confronting. So it can feel much safer to stay in the stage of just gathering information all the time. But at a certain point, healing needs to become relational. It becomes about being seen, supported, and gently confronted, not just informed. And this doesn't have to be something that you do with me. It could be with any other practitioner. It could be with another therapist. It can be with any other community. The point is not who you work with. The point is that at some stage, you may not need more information. You may need more one-on-one support. So here's the honest question I'd like you to sit with. Are these videos helping you move forward right now? Or are they helping you stay comfortable in the idea of healing? Like I said before, multiple truths can exist at the same time. You might still need these videos. They may still be serving a real purpose for you. And that's great. It's completely fine. But there may also be a point where one more video just gives you a temporary lift without actually changing your life. And that might be the moment to take the next step. I'm going to keep making these videos because for many people, they are exactly what's needed. But for some of you watching this, the most helpful thing you may need to do right now isn't to watch the next video. It's to step into the next stage of your healing journey, and that next stage may look like working with someone one-on-one. It may be that you join a group. It may be that you get proper support in some way, or simply reducing how much content you're consuming for now. Maybe instead of watching new videos every single day, you watch one a week. And spend the rest of your time actually going inside and doing the work with someone that can help show you what's going on. Being in your life, facing what's there. Social media is very complicated. It can be very helpful, incredibly helpful, and it can also become a crutch. We all know how easy it is to scroll, to watch, to consume, to feel temporarily soothed by content. So this video is really about understanding the difference between using content because it's helping you grow, it's helping make you feel supported, or using content because it helps you stay where you are. Only you can be honest about which stage you're in right now, and only you can decide when it's time to graduate from one stage into the next. To no longer just be watching videos all the time, and instead to start to be confronted, to start to be seen, to start to go inside and be with what is a complex healing process. So that's the video. The central premise being it can often feel a lot safer to be healing than to actually work on being healed, and being honest with ourselves about which stage we're at, being honest with ourselves about the fact that maybe we're feeling safer in the healing process right now, and right now the videos are something that we need to keep watching. It could be that actually you've started to work one-on-one with someone, or you're in a group and you're very much doing the work and you're feeling confronted and you're feeling seen, but the videos still do just help give you that sense of community or that sense of support. So I also want to make that point as we get to the end of the video. It's not a case of the only way that you're going to get better one day is if you stop watching videos altogether. No, you can very much continue to watch videos and still get better. I have created this video for the selection of people where they're watching videos because they prefer to be in healing than to actually be healed. So if this video was confronting for you in some way, then maybe it needed to be. Maybe you could gently experiment with not watching videos and see what that looks like. See if perhaps you need to work one-on-one with someone or join a community. Or it could be that, no, you're doing the one-on-one work and watching videos is very much something that helps you day to day just stay motivated. So lots of nuances here and subtleties as always. If you have any questions, please ask below in the comments. Anything that you'd like to share in the comments below as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hopefully speak to you soon.